Hey everybody, welcome to a special Thursday night Whiskey Crusaders stream. We got Steve and Cliff here. Very nice to have you guys here. Of course, Steve's down here from Minnesota. Brought lots of fun bottles for us to try. Chris happens to be in town, so he's join too.
Hey, here we are.
He's of course fellow sommelier as well, so all that good fun stuff. So I guess let's start with the Dirty Rotten Biker. So we're gonna start with there.
Yep. So tonight we're starting with Isanti Distillery in Isanti, Minnesota. This particular one is actually a Canadian rye that's been sourced that he brings in. Don't know exactly which distillery it's from because that's not how sourcing works. Hey, Scott.
Right. I do like that label. That's a really fun, cool label. You know me, I like cool labels.
Without being over the top.
And I like this. You have to don't use real corks. Just use this really cool black rubber. That's nice.
Yes.
Can everyone please use that?
Crusader approved.
Exactly. Everyone switch to that because I hate corks because they'll just break and ruin my whiskeys.
Either switch to that or screw top.
Either one is fine with me. As long as it's not a freaking cork. Hey, Scott, Travis, and Mike. Good to see you guys.
We got a couple more in there. Good.
Absolutely. So let's see what we think of this here. But yeah, since he brought down this fun stuff, I guess we got 4 from them and then 4 or 5 from the other one. Yeah, so it's pretty fun. And plus we did a gin prior, so I don't think you guys care about
I'm not a gin drinker.
Hey, Donald, good to see you. All right, so undisclosed Canadian whiskey.
Yeah, mouth feels Canadian.
Yep. Oh, this is very much that easy sipping
maple,
and to be honest, that's what I love. I mean, it's only 40%.
Yeah,
right.
That's one of the things I love it for is when I want just an easy whiskey. You know, you can't feel bad about blending it. It's a solid price point. It's in all sorts of liquor stores and at least in the central Minnesota area around the Twin Cities in particular. Just easy drinking.
Great cocktail ingredient.
Could be a great cocktail ingredient. You're not going to feel bad about mixing it with anything. And it's just a solid, easy starter.
Yep.
Or for the night that you want to, grab a Canadian Glencairn glass, sit down and pour yourself a couple of fingers and just sit back and sip on something for a while.
And if you want to go real easy, pour it over.
Canadians.
Oh no, that's a Steve question there. He does live close enough to.
No. Cliff is the one who said the mouthfeel is Canadian, not me, Cliff.
Well, there you go. But he lives closer to Canada than Cliff, so
I'd actually have to look at it. I'm not sure with the way Ontario comes down the lakes there, what the straight line distance from Connecticut to Canada is versus me, because
how many miles for you roughly?
Probably about 300-400.
I might be closer.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that's funny.
No, I'm thinking it's like
I can be in Montreal in 5 hours.
Oh wow.
I can be
roughly.
I can be at Grand Portage in about 5 hours if I'm really going.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, he's closer to Canada than I am.
All right then.
And I live in Minnesota. Who knew?
That's pretty fun.
And I live in Connecticut. So.
Valid.
But more importantly, we're all in DFW tonight.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
Tastes like maple.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes like you said. Tastes like Canada.
No.
It's just one of those generic Canadian whiskeys.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what
Exactly. It's not trying to be more than it is.
I love it. Donald can also be in Montreal in 5 hours.
Yeah.
So there you go. I was close enough for me. There you go, Travis. Exactly. All right.
The next one is actually a twofer.
Okay.
The first real one here.
All right.
And no, we're not really going to speed through all of these this fast, I don't think.
Yeah.
Right,
so
it's just that the basic Canadian is what it is.
Yeah.
That's batch 23.
Okay.
That is 7 years of age. Following behind it for you gentlemen momentarily here is Minnesota batch 6. There were Michigan batches before that.
Oh, okay.
This batch 6 is only 3.5 years.
Yeah, this is the one we reviewed that Steve gave us a couple years ago, or maybe longer than that now.
Yep. But so having said basically they had done the review in the past. I figured, you know what? We have much older stuff available now. Let's try doing a side by side and see.
Interesting.
See how it's developed.
Anyways, Wheelhouse, it's good to see you. Oh, it's changed a lot.
Yeah.
You're thinking, wow, the youth on the is really coming out compared to the 7.
Mm-hmm. The youth is even still there on the 7, but it's gotten deeper and darker. You know,
and that's just the realities of aging whiskey in the upper Midwest.
Yeah,
you see the same kind of thing with Wisconsin, a lot of the Michigan distilleries.
Maine.
If you get up into New England, you're going to get the same thing because the temperature, it just doesn't for aging. I mean, Iowa even, although it's a little bit lesser down in Iowa because it's a little bit farther south,
right?
But
I think it's probably hotter.
It's not a lot.
Not a lot.
That's the thing, is a little bit, but not a lot, and makes a huge difference.
Okay. Let's see if I get a real strong grass note on the younger one.
Mm-hmm. This is all Minnesota oak too, right? From what I remember. At least I think the 3.5.
I can't swear to that. I believe it is.
I think that's what I remember reading.
I believe it is. I'm not sure. Maybe the distiller will show up. I don't know. I pinged him the link. He may try to show up. I don't know.
Is this stuff they're making there?
The Dirty Rotten Biker.
Right, it was sourced.
The source. The rest of the Isanti stuff,
they're making,
including the gin.
Yeah,
he's making.
Nice.
Yep.
That's what Indian tribe name. Is that right?
I believe.
I think that's what I remember. The history's on no thing. Go check it back out.
That kind of name has to be.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Not necessarily a tribe, but a term,
area
but
or something.
One of their names from exactly.
I don't know. It's all on their web.
So these come in at 45%.
Okay, both is a 45%.
And they are 77% rye, 10% malted rye, and 13% barley.
Yeah. Cool.
Interesting. It's not overly spicy for a rye. No. It's a very mild.
It's a Minnesota specific variety of rye.
Okay. Very mild. I get the grassy finish on the younger. The grassy finish the grass on the finish is disappearing in the older.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's planning on taking a little bit of time off of bottling things.
Yeah, just let it age.
He has enough.
Yeah.
He has enough stock that he's taken some of it and it's bottled, and he has enough.
And again, the barrel isn't getting overly strong at all, so this could easily stay in a barrel for. Oh
yeah, probably for a while, quite some time. I bet you guys could get 20 years up there.
Oh, easy.
I would be shocked
maybe
if
longer.
I can't. I'll try to let you know in 2040.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, really, right.
Get up to like the 23, 24, 25 year and see if see if it turns into the oak bombs like the orphan barrels did.
Yeah, and the thing is,
I don't mind a good oak bomb.
No,
at times.
Right.
Yeah. You need to know what you're getting into.
Andalusia chocolate. There you go. It's a good one. Oh. I do like those.
Something Steve by 5 to 10 degrees, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not that big.
Yeah, exactly. There is going to be a difference where you're going to age a little bit faster in Iowa. The farther south you go, you're going to age a little bit faster. Kentucky and Tennessee are a little bit south of Iowa. They age faster than in Iowa. Texas is even farther south. And you know what happens with whiskey down here.
That's for sure. Nice and dark. There'll be no 25-year Texas whiskeys.
Interestingly to me,
the color's not shockingly all that different.
No.
Well,
it's like almost identical.
If anything, depending on how you look at it, sometimes the younger one looks darker. Yeah.
And to be fair, you get a lot of your color in the first 18 months, 2 years.
Yep.
And then it's a much more subtle change over time.
Interesting. No, it's good.
And the hotter the climate, the more distinct it'll be year to year.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Like the grass, it's still there, that grass note, but it does dissipate, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good. I like that. I think it's doing a good job.
A blend of the two is interesting.
I didn't do that. I should have done that. I didn't do that.
I'll
make a 5.
If only there were bottles available for you to turn into that blend of the two.
Yeah, I just went about 50-50 roughly, and the older one definitely tames the younger one a bit, but the younger one brings a little bit of liveliness to it. So
that one I think may still have been a cork.
Yeah, I think that one's a cork.
This bottle is also 3 or 4. This bottle's at least 3 years, maybe 4 years old now. I don't know.
That's kind of no, it's a rubber cork.
That's synthetic.
It's not real.
It looks like they molded it to look like cork, but it isn't. So still, Crusaders approved.
Well, that's true. There is that 10-year next year from Iron Root. That's true. That will be coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That will be intriguing.
And I will be there.
I'm gonna figure out how to get down here for that.
I did not make the 9-year because it was our 20th anniversary. We're on a trip then. My wife said like she could kill me or we could go to a trip. So we did not go to Iron Root. So it was the correct choice.
Yeah.
I chose wisely.
Wisely.
Absolutely. And the part is we were only like 40 minutes, if that, from Iron Root because we were up in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that's true. That you're right, Richard. Those giant Balcones cask, yeah, they're getting bigger and bigger casks because
they've got
longer and longer.
700 liter, I believe.
But that's you can start doing things like aging much longer than you can in a 53-gallon barrel.
Oh, there's a bunch of folks that are moving. Iron Root's moving to some slightly larger stuff.
Oh, I mean, if you can get the casks to do it in, and Iron Root and Andalusian Balcones are established enough at this point.
They can get stuff,
you can get that kind of thing in, and if you can do that, that's great.
Well, because it's going to let you leave it in the cask longer in Texas, which is the hardest thing to figure out how to do.
Donald's already been too much of his own homemade Irish cream. He's feeling good. Good job, Donald.
Good work, sir.
I mean, someone has to do it.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm sure it's fantastic stuff. I have no doubt. All right. Well, that's good. Oh, yeah, the blend's really nice.
Yeah.
All right.
We are speeding through these things, aren't we?
Yeah, it's all good. We like whiskey.
We'll pause between the...
Support the head. They lost a couple. Okay.
I will hand that over. That is their bourbon. Also at 7 years. Which I have not tried the 7-year bourbon yet.
Never had their bourbon, so I'm interested to. It sounds interesting.
Quite frankly, at the 3.5 like this, there's a reason I didn't.
I figured that. I was like,
it just needed too much more time.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things that small craft distillers run into a lot. Is you have the need to get product
right.
And since this was before he had started any of the sourcing or anything, well, now that he's got the sourcing going, he has the income stream. You get the income stream from the regular sales on that, and all of a sudden now, you get more options.
Ooh, right. All right. So what's the mash bill on the bourbon?
59, 31, 10.
Ooh, so high rye.
Oh, okay, cool. Now the same rye that he's using in the rye, he's using in there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, nice nose actually. Really nice.
I mean, a couple of months or a month and a half ago, month and a half ago, something like that, I rolled into the distillery to the tasting room, and I'm like, okay, bourbon neat, because they do a lot of cocktails that are actually really good.
Yeah,
they do a good job. They got some seasonal cocktails, bunches of old-fashioned Manhattan variations and things like that. But I'm like, bourbon neat, and I take it and I take a whiff. I'm like, finally,
finally got there.
Because that was the 6-year 9 month.
Yeah.
Okay.
And nice. I'm like, okay, ideally it still needs more time.
Yeah.
But it's finally to that
point. It's getting there,
I don't feel the need to use it as a mixer.
No, you can drink this neat. It's the green note is Travis. It's there, but you really got to look for it now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's obvious that it's going in the right direction. So just
more
time in barrel is just going to do nothing but improve it.
When I first sat down and took the first inhale, I'm like, dusty corn.
Yeah.
This is what I expect to smell in bourbon.
Nice caramel vanillas. Yeah.
The really early batches, the grass, the young grassy note, green note, whatever it is, just punched you in the face.
Yeah, kind of. That happened a lot with craft.
Again, that's the realities of small craft.
And being so far north.
Being so far north does not help.
No.
Mm.
Yeah, see, the literature says cocktails and mixtures give you a reason to buy a second
bottle.
See? Exactly.
Trust me, I've gone through a couple of bottles of the old stuff because you put that into an old fashioned or a Manhattan. Although usually I'll rye from a Manhattan, but you do that you start mixing it like that, or you go whiskey and ginger ale or whiskey sour or something like that. You get enough extra going on that it kind of wipes out.
Exactly.
It overlays the green note enough that you don't.
I'm actually really surprised at how mature this tastes for only 7 years in a fairly cool climate.
Right.
You know, it really does taste.
It's got a nice chocolate to it as well now, like truffles. You know, the chocolate truffle. This sort of reminds me of that. Lots of vanilla caramels. It's nice. It's very nice. But she's definitely still got that Minnesota oak. That's saying it's kind of like Balcones has a thumbprint. This seems to have a thumbprint. This is having this one as well. Apparently, she's telling me to get out of the media room.
He will not be joining us tonight. He is busy elsewhere, but man, his comment was, "I hope it's going well for me." I'm like, yes, it is. It's given exactly what you were saying at the time, that it's again, there's some youthfulness that it needs some time to age out, but you can tell it's in the right direction.
It's going in the right direction.
And this is already at a point that you buy this.
Yes, it's imminently drinkable.
Nobody's going to be disappointed with this as a bourbon.
Yeah, Wisconsin puts
okay.
Too.
I can't say nobody because everybody has their own taste.
Sure.
And, if you can't stand rye bourbons, it has to be a wheater. Okay.
Right.
No. This is to my palate. This is perfectly acceptable. I would drink it neat occasion. I would use it in cocktails without worry. And
what do they charge for a bottle?
At the distillery, I want to say it's about $45.
Oh, okay. So it's super reasonable.
Yeah, it's very reasonable.
At Total Wine, it's 40, 45, something like that. They're
very reasonable.
And that's for both the rye and the bourbon. The Three Rotten Biker's more in the 30 range.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit.
And I'm guessing the gin's down in the 25-ish range, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds about about 25, 29, something. Yeah. Like that. And again, that's in Minnesota, so
your price may vary.
Right. Well, he doesn't really have any
I know, but
Minnesota. But
if it were to go out, your price might vary based on
Exactly.
Does he ship or someone ship his stuff? No, it's just Minnesota only.
No, you just have to have Steve Mueller.
There you go.
It might leak over the border into Hudson, Wisconsin, and like that.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know how that distribution works.
Sure.
Please, nobody quote me on it and complain to him. If, Steve said it was in Hudson. I'm like, no, I did not say that. I said maybe it makes it there.
He says you need to go to the distillery. That's what I heard.
Yes, you need to go to the. It's a little bit of a haul to get up to that distillery. Though.
Sounds like it's in the middle of nowhere, right?
Well, it's in farm country.
Okay.
Some of the best distilleries are.
Absolutely. Well, if you don't have a farm here, how are you going to get a product? It's not even important for whiskey.
He knows the farmers he's getting the corn and rye from.
I mean, the best thing is if you're going to get the product is build it around a farm because that's where your product comes from anyway. Kind of like when we were talking with Dr. Donnie, he goes, "Why do you think our distillers near a farm?" He goes, "Where the hell do you think we get the grains from?"
Yeah.
It's good point.
I mean, I had to go down practically a dirt road today to get to a very good distillery.
Yeah.
So it's
Lono's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's on a farm.
Pretty much.
But although I don't know, it's funny. When we first went out, did you go on the trip to us to Banner? Did you go to Banner with us? Okay, because I was someone we went to Banner, and I swear we're on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, I mean, we're just going down these the road, the horrible condition the asphalt was in. I was like, "Oh my
Come on, kids, let's go hide in the shed full of sharp implements."
We're gonna die out here. You pull up to this house this is not the distillery.
Yeah,
we're at the wrong place. I'm like, we're gonna die. We gotta go on some other road.
Going out today. It's like you're driving through just that's a house. And we're here to this. It's
yeah.
Yep.
It's funny.
Well, it's like that going to J. Henry.
Same thing. We're going out.
Had some great stuff from them in class, by the way.
Their stuff,
Yep. No, they're another upper Midwest
Is this what, Wisconsin?
Yeah,
Down
just
right
outside.
there.
Just outside.
Well,
of Madison.
and they were smart enough to use Nancy.
I would say they
Ah.
brought
She's-
Nancy in to help them
she's
figure
done-
out which barrels to pick and everything. I was like,
She's done a lot with their stuff, and that's,
Okay.
Yes, I was.
That's good stuff. I
You
like that
piped in
stuff a
before I
lot.
had a chance. To
yeah,
say
that's
that they brought the right people in to help them make the right decision.
absolutely.
They do the we're not doing Jay Henry. We can do that
No.
some other trip.
All right, so we're gonna switch to a different
We're
distillery.
gonna
now.
switch to an entirely
So this is
different
stuff that
distillery.
I wanted to try for a long time. We kept reading stories on the internet about. This is what Brian Nation. This is
This
stuff,
is
right?
Brian Nation's new project.
So if you guys, I'm a major guy in Ireland prior to coming over here to work on this stuff, which is a combination of American and Irish.
Yep.
Whiskey.
So this is their flagship, Keepers Heart, American or Irish plus American, I think is how it's labeled on. There's American.
Yeah,
Yes,
Irish plus American.
Irish
Yeah.
plus American. This is, and Travis can attest to this particular distillery because he visited the place with me. This is a blend of Irish single pot still and single grain plus MGP rye.
Okay.
95.5, I assume.
As far as I know, it's
That would be my
95.
guess. I mean, that's
As I recall, when I took the tour, they called it the Old Seagram's Distillery.
Right.
the nose.
And
43. Okay.
Yeah.
and so 43%. And the way the
cool, Travis. Cool.
the way the tour guide described it was basically that if you drank a lot of common ryes on the market right now, you
Yeah.
had this.
Yeah.
Because
Sure.
it was, which makes
Right.
it the MGP 95.5.
Yes.
And
half of them are.
well, and let's be honest, for a reason.
Right.
What's interesting is I get almost none of the rye on the nose.
Mm-mm.
The nose
Uh-huh.
is sweet and
Mhm.
friendly, and
You get that spice and grain in there
yeah,
that I think is a combination of the rye and the single grain.
could be.
Do we know the percentages of Irish
No.
American? Okay.
Freaking clue.
Okay.
Rye's a
enough.
little more evident on the palate,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice spicy finish.
but the Irish definitely is
Mhm.
holding it in check. You know, it's
Absolutely. And of course, it's interesting when I've done the tour a couple of times now, and they, as part of the tour, I don't know how they do it now because they have the Irish and bourbon that we'll get to later.
mhm.
But they do as the tasting at the end, they serve you a little bit of this, along with a little bit of the pot still, a little bit of the single grain,
that's
and a
cool.
little bit of and a little bit of the rye.
Very cool.
Nice.
And they always ask, which one do you like the most? And unsurprisingly, for anybody that knows me, I went with the pot still because I love me Irish pot still. Everybody,
Plenty of extra
everybody in
content
chat
floating around.
is just
Yeah.
stunned by this revelation.
Yeah.
If you say anything else, we say, okay, who are you and what have you done with Steve?
Right.
You know,
Shock.
I know Travis and Donald would have that reaction.
Oh, very nice. Brian gave me some Great Northern where I really nerded out. So, that's very cool.
Mhm.
Awesome, Travis. That's very cool.
Mhm.
So where exactly is their distillery located? In
They are
Minnesota?
south of downtown Minneapolis.
Okay.
Me and Steve both chose the pot still the night. Yeah, see,
There you go.
no surprise to anybody. It's south of the University of Minnesota
Okay.
Yeah, south of the University of Minnesota campus.
Cool.
But very, very easy to get to in the Twin Cities.
Okay. How far is it from the airport? It's a very long airport, by the way.
20-minute drive, maybe.
Oh, so super close. Okay.
I mean, once you get off of the airport grounds.
Once you get
It's
off
the-
the people movers.
It's the getting
Good
onto
grief.
the roadways is the problem.
Yeah.
It might not even be that far.
Okay.
I'd have to punch it in. I've never
Sure.
tried doing that trip.
Right. No, it's just interesting because it's like I'm just glad they people movers because O'Hare does not. Someone should
Yep.
help them out.
Yes, and as Travis points out, if anybody knows where Surly Brewing is in Minneapolis, it's
Close by.
their properties back up to each
Oh,
other,
okay.
and there's a walkway between them for some
Cool.
strange reason. Because
Imagine that.
you have one of the big breweries in town and the new big distillery in town with adjacent properties, and they made sure there was a path between them.
Smart.
Stunner.
Seems like a good move. It's kind of like
the nose, it screams the Irish.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the palate definitely is way more rye.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that was good. I like that.
We are blowing through these fast, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's all right. We still got a few more.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to want to slow down on this one.
I'm going to keep a little bit of this first one.
This one is at 55%.
Wow,
Nice.
we should definitely
Bump up from 43.
Ooh, and PX.
This is a single barrel total wine store pick finished in PX sherry casks. Or cask, I suppose, is the proper term since it is a single barrel.
True.
I haven't had this particular batch yet. I have a Ace Spirits pick that I think was maybe the first one.
But it's the same Irish and American blend as we just had, but at,
Put in a PX.
at higher proof, finished.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
Correct. Thank you. Where they're finishing stuff. Yep. Yeah, they're.
That's cool.
Yep.
I didn't tell you that. That's funny.
Like I needed to be told that they had they've had at least two special releases so far that were very distinctly labeled as having been aged in Surly Darkness barrels.
Ooh, that's nice.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
The rye's even more muted except for a little spice, like poke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah.
You get the Irish up front, you get the finish on the end with the PX, and then there's this little poke kind of in between that's like some rye spice saying,
Yep.
I'm here too.
Yeah.
You know. Nice full palate though.
Yes. Single barrel versions that I absolutely believe that. They probably wouldn't for the single barrel. They only they only do it for the big the big it's our fall special release.
Sure.
Right.
And it's gonna be, 6 barrels worth or whatever that they bash together. And Brian Nation figuring out the blending ratios and
I'm guessing they also ship internationally with this.
I don't know what they do.
Well, the only reason I'm thinking is it's a 700 milliliter.
Because
And that way, if you only bottle one,
that's
if
true.
you go 700, you can.
I think this what they started because if you notice,
They also.
yeah, they are now. Actually, I think they may have always been. They started bottling right when the law changed.
Which makes sense. Only put
Yeah.
And
easier
it
to ship,
was
sure.
And basically, right during COVID, and
Right.
I don't remember the exact timing.
Okay.
I think, as I recall, it was literally right after it was the summer that COVID hit.
Okay.
And I think that specific recollection is blending,
right.
but it was right when they changed the law, when the U.S. changed the law to allow 700 milliliter bottles.
Yeah.
So even if they're not shipping, first of all, it's easier to source 700 milliliter bottles because you have all of the European releases in that size. And if they do want to
they don't have to do a different bottle.
It's just done.
Exactly.
They do a nice fancy bottle though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I'm gonna cap that one and save it for later.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
Next up is a little bit of a sideways step because this has nothing American in it.
Okay.
This is a 10-year Irish single malt.
Okay. So this is your Great Northern.
I don't know for sure with the single malt. I would guess so.
Yes.
From what I have heard from many sources, the single grain and single pot still is the Great Northern.
Yeah. Travis says yes, it's Great Northern.
Okay. Like I said, I knew the other components were. I assumed this one was too. I don't think I'd ever asked anybody.
Beautiful nose.
Yep. 10-year Irish single malt.
That's good. Huh. Dawson's 10 years will be too old for Great Northern.
That again,
We finished.
Oh yeah, Malaga.
Malaga wine casks. Yeah.
Sorry, forgot about that.
I was like, there's something on this. This isn't pure Irish.
Forgot about that little detail. It's a single malt Irish finished in Malaga.
I'm like, there's some fruit or something on this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
sorry.
There's fruit I don't get on normal Irish.
Sorry, my bad.
No, I figured you were just testing us,
No, I forgot a detail.
Because that fruit really is prominent on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, it started in 2015. So there's
so this
sourced
is definitely not Great Northern.
So Great Northern could have sourced it from somebody though.
No, sourcing from a sourcing.
That's called resourcing.
Yeah.
There you go. That's resources. Yeah, there you go. That's a good point.
So this bottle is at least 2 years old.
Okay.
So that'd take us back to 2021. So who was made?
2011 then.
2011. Yep.
Shit, that was like 4.
So
really, it's like
Yoda. I beseech thee. Who was making single malt in Ireland in 2011?
Bushmills.
I'm trying to remember if anybody other than Bushmills did.
Well,
I know Bushmills
does too.
No, Jameson doesn't do single malt.
You don't make any single malt?
Not that I know of.
So all blends?
They do a lot of pot still.
They do that.
I don't know if they do any single malt. But this is why I beseech Yoda for his wisdom, because
you're right, they don't, do they? I didn't think about that. Of course, Middleton doesn't, or not, Bushmill doesn't make any single pot stills or any grain. They get it all from Middleton.
They get it all from Middleton as a result of the merger.
Yeah.
And so now all they're doing is the malt portion.
It's okay. The single malts are fantastic.
Well, there is that.
Middleton
does single malt, but in small quantities. So
Okay.
there's no way they're out.
Is
they're sourcing it
on their Method of Madness mostly done? I would assume.
Oh, that could be.
I know some of those. I'm pretty sure
that would make
malts.
sense. Yes.
I think because I know I've got 3 different. They're each different style.
They've got a grain,
single grain,
pot still, and malt.
Single pot still. Yeah.
Yep.
So they do. Yeah, there. That could be Cooley.
Cool.
That's
okay.
true.
I'd buy Cooley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Teeling. Teeling's had single malt for a long time.
Yeah, but when did
Teeling came into business in 2012? So it's not.
Yeah,
it's not Teeling.
it's probably not Teeling.
But no, here's the thing.
Cooley.
Teeling sourced from Cooley to start off with.
Right. Tastes Cooley to me though. Tastes Cooley to you? Doesn't taste Cooley to me.
Well, the problem is the Malaga wine finish is messing with me on that too. But
valid.
Was Powers around in 2011?
Well, Powers is
Powers
right. It's the only other. I'm just wondering, if anybody else.
Only else around was Tullamore.
But they do.
But I don't think they're doing it anymore.
But Powers doesn't do single malt. They do pot still.
Yeah.
True.
Tullamore
does a blend.
Tullamore.
So I have to guess either Bushmills or Cooley's because outside of that,
I think it's Bushmills.
Method of Madness Distillery with.
I mean, my guess. It doesn't remind me of. Oh, it definitely doesn't remind me of Old Cooley.
So I have no idea where they sourced this from.
I would guess Bushmills based on the way it tastes. I don't think it's Cooley. Cooley's a very distinct taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes more like Bushmills to me.
Yeah. The wine finish makes it hard to tell for sure, but
that doesn't. Yeah.
Because I get on the good old Cooley stuff, you get a lot of tropical fruit
So
and
much,
such, and there's fruit here, but the fruit from the wine could be hiding.
The wine, yeah.
Next on tap, Keepers Heart Irish plus Bourbon.
All right.
It's going to be the same pot still and single grain Irish Kentucky bourbon.
Okay.
My personal speculation, having sipped the source, West Cork, Bushmills, Cooley, and does that include like 2 or 3 years ago, Donald, for West Cork? Anyways, the single grain and single pot still are the same as in the Irish plus American.
Okay.
The bourbon I haven't heard where they get that from. I tasted it, and it kind of reminded me of Four Roses Small Batch Select.
Okay.
So my personal guess is they may be getting it from Four Roses. I have absolutely no real information to back that up on, and my palate is not refined enough to be picking out.
I mean, I'm guessing they're not buying huge quantities, so there's probably only a few folks that would potentially even.
They're buying. They're going through a lot.
Are they? Okay.
Because I don't know if this is available in Texas yet. It's available in most of the country.
Yeah, we don't have this brand here yet.
Because I could see, and again, it's hard to tell on the palate without tasting it plain, but folks that would potentially providing something. Barton.
Yep. Barton is an obvious candidate.
Four Roses.
Owenboro, which is Oz Tyler.
Right.
Okay, so it could maybe West Cork. I've never had any of their stuff. I don't know. Going back to the single malt, but I could easily believe Bushmills.
Yeah.
I mean, especially.
I don't know if I have any West Cork single malt or not. I've got some West Cork, so I think they're blends. I had to go look. I've only got a couple of their things.
This is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not bad. It's not my favorite pair, though.
Yep.
I'm not sure the bourbon and the Irish go together as well for me.
Okay.
But it is reasonably well integrated. It's just
Yes.
it's two very different flavor profiles that they're both sweet flavor profiles, but they're not the same sweet. And it's
for me it works.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big rye guy.
Fair enough.
It's not that I don't like rye at all.
Yeah.
I had these couple earlier and enjoyed them.
Yeah. I mean, believe me, I have no problem. I enjoy drinking it. It's fine. I just, if I were picking we've tried some very nice ones here. It's like, this is not the pairing that would be my first choice.
If I were doing my first choice out of what I brought, it would almost certainly be the PX.
Yeah.
The Irish American PX finish.
Yeah.
Because out of the Keeper's Heart lineup, those high proof finished barrels like that are just so well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, West Cork is really crap. Well, that's true. Cooley doesn't sell in barrels anymore. Imagine it's Bushmills.
Yeah, and this is whatever this is crap. It is not.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's definitely not crap. It's
a very nice Irish.
Now, if you want to keep a little bit of that in your glass for comparison. Well,
Matt's an overachiever.
Here, fix that.
I always just pour such a small amount.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's usually 2 sips.
Well, I've been drinking so much this week. I'm drinking very little. So
that's why I'm pouring much smaller pours than I normally do for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I gotta get back to my hotel room tonight.
Yeah.
Safe is good.
I gotta go check in.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I don't have that problem. I did that yesterday.
Yeah.
Because this next bottle is exactly the same thing.
Oh, cask strength.
But at cask strength of 59%.
Well, crap. All right, so save that.
Interesting. Now, are they changing to this bottle shape, or
that would be my guess?
Okay, probably.
I don't know. I don't.
Guess.
The other possibility, I don't know, because they've had this bottle shape for the Irish Plus Bourbon for a while, and the Irish Plus Bourbon cask strength just came out.
Okay.
So I have no idea what direction they're going with the bottles.
Matt, you have a dump glass, so I can use to dump in, like one of the wine glasses or something.
Yeah, you can use one of those.
Thank you.
MGP equals Ross and Squibb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really does. It isn't. I don't like that name.
What I do know is the bourbon is Kentucky bourbon, not Indiana bourbon. So it's not an MGP bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Okay. There you go.
The same, but a little hotter. And a little bit, it just carries a little bit more through.
What's the other one? What's the one?
I'd be surprised if it wasn't
90?
43.
Or was it 43?
I think it was 43.
No, 46.
Oh, it's 46.
46. So
46.
92.
The Irish plus
118.
bourbon is 46. It's 92 proof.
All right, that's 118. Okay, cool.
Yep.
I like that better.
Yeah.
The bourbon stands a little stronger in the cast strength one.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think
it's planted the flag a little bit stronger.
It came in and said, "Nope, mine."
And that's not surprising. Irish is not a super powerful, even at cast strength. It's still a very friendly, pretty whiskey, and anything as assertive as even a bourbon is going to come in and start to overpower.
No, I don't think so.
yeah.
You sit in the back seat there. Huh?
But it's not like it disappears entirely.
No, it doesn't disappear entirely.
Which is important.
Exactly.
And
if it disappears entirely, this would drink like a bourbon, and it does not drink like a bourbon.
Right.
Nope.
So it's still there. It's just not the driving factor like it's been in most of the other blends.
Is that the highest proof of all of them?
Yes.
Okay, so it's like it's
By-
gotta be. I was like, it's gonna be way higher proof
Because
than the
it's
rest of them.
55 for that PX
Okay,
finish
so
and
110.
59
Yeah,
for
I was like,
this.
this is way hotter than that.
The 4% isn't way hotter, but
It's not,
really,
but it feels like it.
but I think that's like Cliff is saying.
Yeah,
The
The
bourbon,
bourbon is coming forward
really
and
punches.
saying,
Yeah.
"This is
I'm
my
here."
show."
Mm-hmm.
This is not Irish plus bourbon. This is bourbon plus Irish.
It really does seem that way, doesn't
In
it?
a lot of ways, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, what I'm really waiting for is in about 5 years or so, once the stuff they distilled starts hitting the market.
Oh yeah. If you kept any of the previous one, go back. This one's Irish forward by a mile,
Yeah, that's what I figured out.
and
Mm-hmm.
you get that
You get
sweet,
that
light, creamy
Yeah.
Irish note with a little bit of spice from bourbon. This other one's like bourbon that's been tamed a bit by
The
something.
creamy spice,
Yeah.
by the creamy,
Right.
creamy sweet note.
Ooh,
Yep.
that's a fun combo that you combine.
Hey, Kelko. I know he's got.
Hey, Brian.
I know he had
Brian
this
has
one.
one of these.
I know he has at least this one. I can
Yep.
say it with absolute certainty because I gave it to him.
I figured that.
Before the barrel, I helped only 3. Wow, I would have expected it to go longer than that.
Nice.
Yeah, Travis actually got in on
Nice.
their founders program.
Very
Nice.
I didn't feel like dropping that much.
Yeah, fair enough.
You and I had this discussion a couple of years ago when they first opened. And the problem, my only personal issue with it was how much money they expected you to pay to join the program to have the right to buy bottles.
Right.
Sure.
And I understand why they did it as part of their fundraising. They had
Right.
had good funding behind them in the first place.
Right.
Otherwise,
Right.
you're not snagging a Diageo exec as your board
Right.
chairman
Yeah. Not
And-
happening, yeah.
and
Ooh.
and plucking Brian Nation
Hey, David.
out of Middleton to come in
Yeah.
and be your head
Yeah,
distiller.
exactly. Right.
That check had a lot of zeros on it. It's the only thing I know.
Mhm.
I don't know how many. It had to have been a considerable
A
number.
large, very large one.
This was not a one-time.
All right.
Can I see the 2 bottles we just did? The one that's regular and the one that's at cast strength?
Absolutely, sir.
Check this out.
Oh, I didn't do that. I should do that.
I did combine. I thought it was very nice.
So we'll do
I'll
that.
probably do it when I get home because the cask strength one coming home with
Right.
nothing personal.
No, I know. No, that was a good choice, Brian. I think investing in Andalusia is a good choice. I do love Andalusia.
Okay, there you go.
Well, since I don't have a job right now, I do not invest in Andalusia. I figured since I have a castle to open, it was more important to deal with that.
All right, you got a glass here?
Yeah, just pour it over.
This, if I got the blend at least close to right.
All right.
This one's pretty well. Here you go. You can try that. 50-50. It really is probably the most balanced because the Irish strength comes through and really balances the bourbon more.
About 2 bottles in the barrel, so only cost $100 to get in. I got a whole experience meeting Brian. Wonder where it tastes. Oh, that's cool.
They're really fighting for.
4 a.m. Well,
Wait, so
okay.
um,
David,
they let you buy less than one Oh, he did that. Oh no. You did that through that
I do
to
have
that
lots of Andalusian.
Facebook group or whatever it was, wasn't it, Travis? So as a group, you paid through the nose, and it's just that you were the one that was you were one of the handful that was close enough to show up to have the meet and greets and everything.
Nice.
Am I correct about that?
Hey, David, what country are you in if it's 4 a.m.?
Yeah, that's got to be UK, maybe.
Could be.
UK is 6 hours ahead, so that's only 2:45. So
Okay.
you're talking Germany, maybe?
Yeah, Germany or
Central Europe. It's
Central Europe. Yeah.
Well, then a lot pot still. Oh yeah.
Glendalough pot still is definitely a good choice.
Yeah. Oh,
Pretty much, but I haven't paid it. Yeah. So
Nice.
so that's why, because they got instead of
Spain. Okay. Cool.
a handful of people together to pay the $10,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
They got a couple hundred people together
Sure.
to chip in together, and Travis happens to be one of the handful that's close enough.
Yeah.
And with the schedule flexibility at whatever timing it was to be able to show up in Minneapolis to do the things.
So what do you think of the blend? To me, it's like nothing is dominant anymore.
No.
It's like
Perfect.
they're all kind of
That's just nice.
they're all kind of balanced, saying
You're Irish.
let's play well.
Right. Okay, very cool, David. Awesome. Well, thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for that tip. This bottle of the Irish plus bourbon is staying here, but
but you can get more of that.
Well, and I have one of them already.
Exactly.
I figured you probably have one.
Yeah, it's
He regrets nothing.
I mean, I could get more. I might be able to get more bottles of this. I saw like 3 of them on the shelf, so I don't know how limited it is. The 10-year single malt is
that's probably
it's relatively common, but it's a more expensive.
Yeah,
bottle.
sure.
So
As it probably should be.
The regular Keeper's Heart is about $30.
Yep.
Oh, that's it. Oh,
yeah, it's a reasonably
Irish, Irish and bourbon is like
37,
38.
Okay.
The 110 proof ones, the assorted single barrels, are in, I want to say, the $60 range.
It's still not bad.
The single malt is more like 80.
Which still not unreasonable
for a 10-year single malt.
I'm not sad about that though.
No, that's a reasonable.
For a 10-year Malaga finished single barrel.
Yeah, that's really fairly reasonable.
No, it's very reasonable.
I'm still adjusting my thinking to the modern price points stuff.
Exactly.
Keepers.
I say version of the American. It's my favorite. It's $50. That's what I tried.
About $50 at. Where the hell are you at?
The Irish American cask strength. I think that this is 110 proof.
Oh, the cask strength?
Regular. I think that's the one I might have found in a random liquor store. It's been a soda I drank and gave it away to a bar. They couldn't bring it home.
So at my personal total wine, $25.
Nice.
That's a steal of a deal.
Yeah.
This one is like 80.
Totally worth it.
Yep.
It's delicious.
The Madeira barrel select, if you can find it, is 83.
Okay.
35 for the Irish and bourbon.
All right.
Also a good price. Oh, that's what it was. It's up to 100 even for the 10-year single malt.
Oh, well, that's a pretty nice bottle, though.
That's starting to push it for what it is.
Yeah, agreed.
Again, it's starting to push it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the if you get the
cask strength version of that,
it's not cask strength. It's 110 proof.
Okay.
So 55%. That's 39. Which again is eminently reasonable.
That's super reasonable.
And the cask strength bourbon is 57.
Yeah.
To be fair though, the 100 for the single is not bad. It's a 10-year single malt finished. I have access.
And again, I'm still getting my brain over the last couple of years. I'm still trying to get my brain recalibrated to the new world of whiskey.
Yeah, because I have access to a 15-year single barrel.
Okay.
Of cask strength Irish, and I can't remember. It may be a sherry finish. I can't remember off the top of my head, but And that's
this
like
is not even close to cask strength.
I know, but no, but the 10-year was what? It was only done at 40 something.
46.
46.
43.
43. Okay, but yeah, so cask strength. But again, that cask strength bottle, of 15-year Irish is like 160, 170 bucks.
Yeah.
So $100 for 43% 10-year isn't bad.
And again, it's got a good finish on it too.
Yeah.
The other thing is they did
Exactly.
a good job with the Malaga.
Yes, they
finish on
did.
this thing.
And it's not a super common
Okay,
finish.
so yeah, I got.
No,
So-
it's really not.
So, Kilco, that is exactly the one we're talking about right now.
There you go.
That is the 10-year single malt
Yep.
Malaga cask.
Very nice bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice bottle.
Unfortunately, nobody outside of Minnesota can I point to the Isanti stuff.
Sure.
I'd love to be able to say, hey, go to Total Wine, and you can get the Isanti bourbon, or the rye, or the gin if you're a gin drinker, or the Dirty Rotten Biker.
Mm-hmm.
But
It is what it is.
currently they're not distributed outside of Minnesota.
Yep.
And like I say, he may have sliced off a sliver of Wisconsin, of far western Wisconsin that he can get to. But
That's gonna be
I'd actually kind of doubt it just because of the way the distribution rules in this work. Because I'm just gonna stop because distribution rules piss me off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
But yeah, that I would say for even at $100,
Yeah.
I could see buying another bottle of that single malt
Mhm.
if this one was out.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
I would.
I think that was the one that I just saw that was like $36 in Minnesota.
Nice.
So that's for the 110 proof version of this, which I haven't actually tried the 110 proof version of just this.
I think that's the only
I've got,
prior to tonight.
but I've got.
I would dearly love to try.
I've got
that
a
Malaga
different
finish
PX
10-year at Castro.
Yeah, I agree.
What was that?
I said I would dearly love to try that Malaga 10 at cast strength.
It'll be amazing.
That would be an amazing bottle.
Please.
Yeah, for real.
Here, just feed it in. 21-year-old Eldorado rum. Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, black whiskey is really good. I love that.
David,
Out of Peru is good stuff.
quit telling people how good aged rum is. Stop that. I want to be able to keep buying it at a reasonable price.
Oh, black whiskey too. Every time I take it to a tasting, people rave and go find bottles immediately. I've taken that black whiskey to lots of very expensive tastings.
Mm-hmm.
That black whiskey wins almost every damn time.
I have no idea what that even is.
It's the black corn out of Peru.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's freaking fabulous. I've got a bottle. That's not by the
Is that like the iron root blue corn, just more so?
Same concept as like that purple corn. Yeah, same thing.
The purple corn's good. I'll tell you.
The black corn only grows in Peru like 10,000.
Oh, I know they're catering to our market, and the distribution is that much easier. I get that it's going to be cheaper there, but
true.
Okay, so Travis makes a really good point that I wasn't really thinking about that much. Is that he's giving the outside of the city that it's made in perspective, but even there, these prices are solid.
Yeah, there's no problem with prices.
No, everything's been reasonably priced.
Making the rounds in Omaha today, I believe it.
Cool.
He's and I presume that Keeper's Heart is available on at least some liquor store shelves in Omaha. Total Wine, if nothing else, assuming they're in Omaha. I have no idea if they are.
Yeah, I know it. I'm almost certain I've seen it in Connecticut.
Yeah, it's whether you're going to have the whole.
I'm gonna have a lineup.
They aspire to be staple across every barn, and they're getting there. They are absolutely getting there. It's going to take It's going to take a while to get past the inertia.
What cocktail do you make with that?
Any number. Okay. Let's just say forget all of the really good stuff.
I want to mix those two actually.
Have at it.
Which one's that?
The Irish and the bourbon. I want.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
I want to see the rye plus the bourbon.
I'm not trying that tonight, but have at it. I can do that when I get home.
It's true.
Here, hand them here after you. You going 50-50?
Yeah.
What I am going to do, while I'm thinking about it,
Oh, I don't blame you, David. Yeah, the barrel strength version of the Black Whiskey, absolutely. I think you can order that online now, though. I don't know. I imagine they ship to Spain, but take a look at their website. Last time I was looking, I know they're shipping now because I was talking to we know the distiller pretty well, actually. Don Michael. He's a pretty fantastic dude, but always enjoy talking to him. So it's always something interesting when we have a chat.
That nose is wild.
Ooh, I like that.
That's nice.
That was a good choice.
Interesting. It went all highs. There's like no real deep notes now.
No.
It got
That's
all
not
sweet.
expected at all.
No. I would say the nose is better than the palate on
I
that.
agree.
take a whiff of this.
Okay, what'd you make?
Here, if you want to nose the combination, the nose is beautiful.
Ooh. Okay,
The palate is all highs.
Pass that down. We'll give him
That smells
a quick
really
nose
nice.
at that.
That smells really good.
Ooh, that's deep and
What'd you combine? That's wow. That's better than we made.
it's got like a deep dark note on it. That's
I haven't tried sipping it yet.
yeah.
This is an Isanti Spirits Burai.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I just went 50-50 of
I definitely was. That's what I was getting.
batches.
It was deep and dark, but it was definitely on the young note is what I was getting.
Yeah, okay, I can catch a little bit of the young
There's a little young hiding in the back.
But it's hiding behind.
It is. It's hiding in the back.
It more so than it does on its own.
Yeah.
With either of them on their own.
And I apologize since I think I'm sitting right in front of the mic if I'm screaming at people.
No, that mic's on mute.
Oh, is it good?
We're using the mic on the
Perfect.
camera. I think.
Good.
No, we're using that one. It's okay.
The mute is.
No, it would flashes when it's on mute.
So
It's all good.
yeah. But
There's that.
okay, so what was
Those
this?
are the ones
50-50 on this?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It
Roughly.
I
Yeah.
it and made
Yeah,
it way
that's-
too big of a pour, but
That's fine, but
It's okay. We have lots of Infinity bottles around here.
yeah,
It's fine.
and we have lots of. Yes.
yeah, I've got a set of pipettes on order for doing blending, but
Oh yeah.
COVID basically screwed everything up. They're all on back order.
I got mine pre-COVID.
I ordered mine in October, and they're just still out of stock.
Jeez.
Okay, Irene brought hers with her, so we had them. Everybody else was just working with cylinders and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, there's that note hiding in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Really sweet on the palate. Not super green on the palate, which is nice.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
That combination plays really well.
It does.
Yeah.
I'd honestly never tried that before, but you blended those two. I'm like, I can make a Burai.
That's something
Let's
that
see what happens.
that's something we've gotten into when I go hang out with Irene on the weekend on Friday and stuff. We'll blend all sorts of stuff. You know, what happens if you put them together? You know,
Right.
worst case scenario,
You dump it out.
you dump it. You know,
So, like anytime I do a blind, because
Bless you, child.
anytime I do a blind head-to-head amongst two or more,
Yeah.
2 to 4 usually.
Sure.
Every now and then a fifth one sneaks in, but it's usually 3. Most commonly, it's 3 or 4
yeah,
Mhm.
out of my collection. At the end of it, I always
dump them all.
dump them all together. and
Yeah,
try it.
absolutely.
And how often is it, do you think, that the combination at the end wins the night?
Almost all every time.
Probably a good chance.
It's got to be north of 90%.
Yeah, it's
Because it doesn't matter what it is. If it's Stag Junior, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof,
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
yeah, just try not to step on the nail.
We'll find
Yeah,
it.
I'm not worried about the nail. I just
I mean,
That's
so
fine. We'll find the nails
it's
later.
it doesn't matter what I've done.
right.
Assorted Maker's Marks. I've got a dozen different private selects.
Sure.
Right.
Basically, anytime I do scotches, Irishes, I did a 3-way head-to-head of Dare Gaelic.
Yeah.
Oh,
And amazing, yeah. You take a couple of
wow.
you take a couple of Knockrath plus a Bluebell
Good Lord.
because that's what I happen to have on the shelf.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good blend.
And there's something about
I think the best blend we
if
ever
you
made.
get 2, 3, 4 together.
Mhm.
Now, mind you, they all have to be good to start with.
Right.
If you have one of one of them that's this one's in last place, and then you got these other 3 kind of in who wins the photo finish.
Yeah.
You shove that one out of the way and blend the last one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Take a sip out of it, then you bring in the other one and see.
What we started doing is, a lot of us always have a ton of sample bottles sitting around, right?
Shocking.
So what Irene and I started doing is we'll take a whole box full of sample bottles.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get 3 empty bottles,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll say, okay, this is rye. If it's a rye or a bourbon or a wheated whiskey,
Mm-hmm.
we'll nose it, we'll taste it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's good enough,
Goes
we
in
just dump the rest of it in the bottle for bourbon, rye, wheat.
Yep.
If it's bad enough, dump it.
Yep.
Pull the next one. And we have bottles for bourbon, rye, wheat, non-Scottish malts, and Scottish malts, essentially.
Okay.
Cool.
And we just go through all the sample bottles to empty them. And the blends are actually, a couple of them are turning out pretty nice. I mean, we'll never be able to reproduce them because we're not tracking.
Right.
But it's a fun way to
absolutely.
get to empty sample bottles,
Absolutely.
So
I think Compass Box, all 3 no names, by far the best blend ever made.
That could be fantastic.
I liked that blend a lot.
they're really good.
I liked them together. Was
Yeah.
the best though. On their own, I think one was the best, but blended together, all 3, fantastic.
And of course, you have to be doing a comparison of things that are roughly equivalent.
True.
Yeah.
I can't do a 3-way Old Pulteney blend of 12,
No.
17, and 21. I mean, it would probably
you
still be
could.
pretty good.
Also,
It'd probably be pretty good, but I'd probably still like the 21 best.
Yeah.
Also,
the new Compass Box, one of the new Compass Box blends that came out that was done by Saxon instead of Glacier. It's actually really nice.
Which one?
I want to say it was Art and Decadence or something like that, but I'm not positive.
well,
But one of the most recent ones they just released was done not by John but by the other guy, and he's doing really nice stuff.
Well, good.
well, and I know there was one TV show in Britain.
They have more than one TV show. Come on.
You can find the clip of on YouTube where some whiskey guy.
Yeah.
Or I don't remember what series it was part of, but he was absolutely a full-on single malt Scotch is the only Scotch ever worth drinking. And Richard Patterson, for all of his flamboyance and as annoying as he can be, and for all the feelings I have about Delmore that I have spoken ad infinitum, that several of the people in the chat could probably damn near quote me on at this point.
I got an idea.
He really knows his whiskey. Let's be honest.
Oh, he does.
Richard Patterson is an amazing blender.
Absolutely.
Us whiskey geeks may not like what he's doing with Delmore 12 in particular. But
I like Delmore 12.
But he is absolutely a very skillful blender. Well, and this was like for this around the time of this guy's 50th birthday. And so Richard Patterson went and took 50 different things from his collection to blend from, and blended them together for him.
Wow, that's impressive.
And the guy was basically like, "This is the best Scotch I've ever had in my life."
I have no doubt.
Because if you give somebody with the skill of Richard Patterson or Brian Nation or Nancy Fraley unlimited reign to blend whatever they want, it's going to be fantastic. Because these people know what they're doing.
Exactly.
And, you know, what he does with Delmore 12 is very intentional. They have their market that they're going for, and he nails it.
Yeah.
For me, I drink, SMWS
Sure.
Delmore, and I cry thinking about how good Delmore 12 really could be.
I still like Delmore.
Along with that, Dalmore's a good whiskey, but the best Dalmore I think I've ever had was at I guess you'd call it the first Bastard's Ball. It was the opening of the distillery. Somebody brought an SMWS bottle called Happy in the Potting Shed that was a 10-year-old cast strength Dalmore, no sherry.
That was the second.
Or was it the second?
That was 2019.
Okay.
I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah.
You brought the bottle.
Did you brought it?
I brought it.
I couldn't remember whether you were the one that brought it or not. But that bottle was spectacular.
But that was the bottle that
Yes.
basically made me think I weep for what Dalmore 12 could be.
We started calling it
Sure.
what Dalmore could be because it was spectacular.
Yes. No,
That was an
like I say,
amazing bottle.
I'm familiar.
Yeah.
I know that. I have a 2-ounce sample bottle still on the shelf at home.
I've tried
that
a
I
bunch
drew
of
off-
bottles
that
there.
I drew off before
Smart
I went
move.
down
Yeah.
because it was low enough. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're gonna kill this.
Exactly.
Sure.
I'm taking this and setting it aside
Yeah.
for later.
That was one. I've tried a ton of bottles there. That is one that has always stood out to me as just a spectacular bottle.
And that's what I'm saying is that I drink that and it's a refill
Mm-hmm.
bourbon bourbon barrel.
And that's the thing.
So-
it's just ex-bourbon. It's nothing fancy.
But it's a refill
Yeah.
bourbon barrel, so it's been used at least.
Sure.
Yeah.
Somebody used it to make bourbon,
Then somebody used it for
and
something
then
else.
somebody used it to make scotch.
Yep. And now they're
And now or even possibly, and I don't know
Oh,
if it's
whatever, yeah.
second or third.
right. It could be
whatever.
second, third, fourth fill. Who knows? But
Sure.
But that cask is mostly used up. Yes, there's even after
Yeah.
4 or 5 fills, there's enough left in there to do things.
yeah, but you're not getting super strong wood at all. You're just getting the time in a barrel to.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yep.
So-
No, that one is the one that
Yeah.
made me just weep for what I think
Yeah.
Dalmore could be if they were aiming
Yeah.
it at people like us.
Yeah, I just got a
But they're
chance to
not.
try.
But they're not.
I just got to try a couple of SMWS 9-year-old Dalmore,
Mhm.
And they were very nice, but they weren't. Yeah, I got a
It,
solution.
it doesn't love us.
No, I have a good solution for the thing, but
Yeah,
Um,
that 10-year was just
that 10-year was
phenomenal.
amazing because I know what this is. So we're going to use the major piece of tape.
Okay.
Walk over there and get a real piece of tape, dude.
Well, this is a
But
real piece of tape.
we're just about to wrap up anyways.
Yeah.
So-
So it's all good. Then we'll find the nails and see.
Dalmore is the greatest.
Shade
Alright.
of French.
If it pulls that off, I give up.
Sephora should arrange a make called Dalmore Girl. That would be hilarious. Oh, that's funny as shit.
Very good, Donald.
That's funny.
So
I like a perfume called Dalmore Girl. That will be funny as shit.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I do love like King Alexander. I do love that whiskey.
King Alexander is good stuff. Cigar malt is pretty good too.
Also fabulous.
I
I just wish
King
they weren't
Alexander.
40%.
That's
It's the killer on that was just like it was just
and
43.
the thing to me is so
Killer.
many people blast them for color. I'm like,
I don't
wait a
care
minute,
about the color.
That's third on my.
That's like the least of
concerns.
my issues.
The
Oh,
chill
I-
filtering and the
Right.
watering it down,
Down
so
to 40. All right.
Far. It's like, okay, give me 40,
slide these back over.
46. I would love.
Yeah,
Give me
46 would be great.
Throw me a bone and give
Yeah.
me 43.
Yeah.
Let's try to pretend.
There
that
are the
these two-
new 12-year Sherry Selects that are 46, which are pretty good.
I may have to look one of those up and give it a try, just
I've got a
because
couple of them.
because at 46 they may not filter it.
No, in
either.
fact,
Wonder
I've
if there's
never
one in the
opened
vault.
it. I
Huh?
There's one in the vault.
have some old
Try it next
Or
Dalmore.
maybe I'll see you tomorrow night and we can
from,
find out.
I do have some early 2000s Dalmore we can open. I've never opened. We can open tonight later on. That is, we might give those a whirl. See if those are.
Yeah.
They're very different.
Can't keep this going too long. I got it back to the hotel
Well,
room.
we
but,
can
you know,
shut this off. and
that
go-
doesn't mean
go
that
play.
I can't. That doesn't mean I can't take a couple of quick sips.
That's
Yeah.
All right, I guess we should probably wrap this up and
Yes.
we'll go play in the boxes.
So thank you all for coming. It
Yeah.
was definitely a
Thank
pleasure.
you. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thanks, Steve,
Thank-
for bringing all this cool
You're
stuff down.
welcome.
Mostly
glad
appreciate it.
glad I could finally get you some of the stuff that I've been planning on getting you for years.
Yeah, we finally tried, so we appreciate it.
This is great.
All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you guys next week for the rest of the. Of course, Steve will be there for the rest of the
I will-
Advent calendar on Monday.
I may be there Monday night.
If not, at least be back.
Depends on what time I get home from work because the second half of my drive home is Monday.
I'm
I'm not leaving Austin until Sunday, dude.
We'll see. Steve may
I
be like, fuck
may
it.
be there Monday
At that
night.
point.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one. So it may just be me in bed. Either way, it'll be fine. we'll have a good time no matter
Oh,
what.
and Travis wanted to join too.
Oh yeah,
I'm
try.
gonna
Yeah.
ping him
Anybody
too.
anybody who has the calendar is happy to join.
Yep.
Just let us know if you have it, and I'll send you guys the link for StreamYard to join.
Ping Matt on any of you that have the calendar or on Discord. Ping Matt.
Just
and
hit me up
let
in
him
there. You
know.
can join.
Ping me if you have to. I'll let him know.
Yep, we'll get you in there and have a good time, and it's a good time. So, cheers, everybody. We'll see you guys on Monday. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.